wanted to touch on the Epstein files because it reaffirms how the elites are satanic freaks and sex pests, which supports what I've been highlighting. That is, cannibalistic Satanists run the world and continue to offer blood sacrifices to their master Baal, who rewards them richly. According to the Epstein files, Epstein had a bank account called Baal. Lest we forget his blue and white stripy temple with a gold dome that was located at the highest point of Pedo Island. Millions of documents have been released from the Epstein files, as well as thousands of images and videos, which have vindicated those crazy conspiracy theorists. It's said that the difference between a conspiracy theory and a fact is circa 6 to 12 months. In Luke chapter 8, verse 17, Jesus said, "For nothing is secret that will not be revealed, nor anything hidden that will not be known and come to light," like the international network of satanic pedos, which includes demonically possessed celebrities and politicians. It's widely believed that Epstein did not commit suicide in 2019, but rather he was suicided. And the circumstances surrounding his death are hilarious. Like, the prison guards both fell asleep for circa 3 hours, and they falsified records. And the cameras in front of Epstein's cell, his jail cell, malfunctioned, and the footage from another camera nearby was unusable. It's also possible that Jeffers is living the good life on another paradise island, and a lookalike cadaver took his place. It's understood that Epstein was a Mossad agent, and he was like Father Christmas to the elite, organising playdates and distributing presents and favours. I'll play a clip about the Epstein files by Nick Kiswani because he succinctly highlights some of the main points. And Kiswani is interesting because he rose to fame quickly and subsequently attended satanic swinger parties replete with blood rituals before he became a Christian, so he gets it. His testimony is also worth checking out.
The new Epstein files prove that morally depraved Satanists run this world. The first shocking piece of evidence is the name of Epstein's bank account, which goes by the name Baal, the demon that the Bible mentions that demanded human sacrifice. The next document shows that Epstein was receiving torture videos from a redacted contact. We also see that Epstein had a baby-making ranch in New Mexico, where women not of age were used as human incubators, with one of the victims writing about it in detail in her diary. But if you think that's evil, it gets even worse. George H.W. Bush, the 41st President of the United States, was also implicated after forcing himself on a male victim and proceeding to ritualistically sacrifice him by cutting off his feet, as well as babies being dismembered with their intestines being removed and them eating the feces from their intestines. Prince Andrew also tortured a victim and proceeded to have the victim unalived right after, with even photo evidence of the night that it happened. Jay-Z was also implicated after being present during an abduction of a victim, where the victim was assaulted by Harvey Weinstein while Jay-Z watched it happen. God is exposing all of these wicked people in this hour to shatter the idols that people have created out of popular figures who are some of the most morally satanic depraved people to ever exist.
It's well documented that George H.W. Bush is literally the worst, and we know Prince Andrew is a shocker. But I want to elaborate on Jay-Z because Nicki Minaj recently spoke out against him, and she also mentioned satanic blood rituals. Just like Kanye West spoke about blood rituals to get fame, money and power. And I want to touch on Nicki because it seems she's jumped ship and is now on Team God as opposed to Team Satan, which is interesting. So we'll start with her. Thus, Nicki Minaj ascended to the top of the music industry and hobnobbed and collaborated with satanic sellouts like Drake, who allegedly sacrificed his uncle. Her music is of the same degenerate ilk, with the same debased message. Her videos are essentially soft porn, and it seems she was mind controlled to some degree. It appears she's familiar with the Yellow Brick Road. At the MTV Awards in 2012, Nicki spoke about being demon-possessed by an altar called Roman. She advised that Roman was conjured up, and now he won't leave. Here's a clip of Nicki explaining Roman, who Roman is.
Roman is a crazy boy who lives in me, and he says the things that I don't want to say. He was born, just a few months ago. He was conceived in rage, so he bashes everyone. He wants to be blamed. I don't want to blame him. I ask him to leave, but he can't. He's here for a reason. People have brought him out. Now he won't leave.
Apparently, Nicki's demon is named after Roman Polanski, who wrote and directed Rosemary's Baby, which is about birthing the Antichrist. And Roman Polanski's wife, Sharon Tate, who was an actress and model, was murdered by members of the Manson family who identified as Satanists. Tate was 8.5 months pregnant at the time, and it's believed the death of her unborn baby was also a blood sacrifice to Satan. As Pastor Joe Schimmel of Good Fight Ministries highlights, events are layered in the satanic world. Many celebrities and musicians speak out about their alter egos, like Beyonce explained how her alter ego Sasha Fierce usurps her personality so that she can sing strong and perform like a sensually aggressive champ or chimp. Beyonce explains that Sasha Fierce was born during the making of Crazy in Love back in 2003. Here's a clip of Queen Bey relating the first time that she felt something come into her.
Sasha was in full effect. Sasha is my alter ego. And when people see me, sometimes I think that when they meet me and they speak with me, they're expecting Sasha. And I'm really kind of shy, and not really shy, but more reserved, and nothing like Sasha. But I guess I wouldn't be very entertaining on the stage, so Sasha comes out, and she's fearless. You know, she can do things that I cannot do when I'm in rehearsal. I mean, I can try, but then it just doesn't happen. I can sing notes and sing strong and do all these things that when I'm just by myself, I can't do. And I remember right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me, and I knew that was gonna be my coming out night for the BET Awards.
Looking so crazy in love, got me looking so crazy in love. Beloved Beyonce, who claims to be a Christian but appears to be a witch, is losing millions of followers because of her gross husband, as highlighted by the recent Epstein files and also by Nicki Minaj. For some reason, as Nicki realigned herself with Jehovah, she turned on Jehovah, and she demonstrably cares for Christians, particularly in Nigeria. Last November, she delivered a speech to the UN focusing on their persecution. The following month, on the winter solstice, no less, 21st of December, Nicki was a surprise guest at Turning Point USA's annual America Fest conference in Arizona. Turning Point USA advocates for conservative politics at schools, colleges, and university campuses. It was founded in 2012 and was instrumental to Trump's election. Its founder and CEO, Charlie Kirk, was epic, and he was epically assassinated last September. Respectively, Nicki joined his wife, the beautiful Erica Kirk with the mesmerising eyes, who was Miss Arizona in 2012, on stage for a Q&A. Erica, who seems to be coping remarkably well with the loss of her husband, is the new CEO of Turning Point USA. It appears Erica is a CIA agent, and it's alleged that she's a Mossad agent. The whole Turning Point USA situation is very interesting, featuring more layers upon layers. It's also hilarious that Nicki Minaj referred to Vice President J.D. Vance, who Erica reveres, as the assassin while chatting with Erica on stage, and even that Nicki was invited to be a guest at Turning Point USA because Charlie unequivocally asserted that she's a bad influence and role model for young women. For some reason, the right wants to recruit Nicki. Perhaps because she's bold and goes against the crowd, she dares to speak out, like exposing Jay-Z. Thus, Nicki Minaj switched from being a Trump critic like her leftist colleagues, and now she claims to be Trump's #1 fan. Hence, she was mocked at the recent Grammys, which sparked her rants, or rather her tweets, about diabolical Jay-Z. Nicki initially related that Jay-Z likes young girls, like he dated Foxy Brown when she was 15 and he was 23, and he took her virginity, and he dated Aaliyah when she was 15 to 17 and he was 26 to 28. It's believed that Aaliyah was a sacrifice, and Jay-Z met Beyonce when she was 16 and started dating her when she was 18 and he was 30. And Jay-Z signed Rihanna when she was 16, and it's rumoured they were intimate. Rihanna advised that Jay-Z locked her in an office until 3 a.m. and he wouldn't let her out until she agreed to sign the contract. Then Nicki tweeted about Jay-Z's participation in satanic rituals, asserting that he was sacrificing children to Satan. Here's the footage of her tweets.
Okay, you guys, so Nicki Minaj went on a rampage last night on Twitter, and it was all triggered by the Grammys. Now, what am I talking about? Trevor Noah took some shots at Nicki Minaj last night at the Grammys. Take a look.
Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing very important issues. Actually, Nicki, I have the biggest ass. I have it. Everybody's saying it, Nicki. I know they say it's you, but it's me. Wop, wop, wop. Look at it. Look at it, baby.
And y'all already know Nicki was going to respond to that. She posted, Trevor refuses to come out the closet when everyone in the industry knows his boyfriend, allegedly. And you see, she posted Jay-Z. But then she started going in on Jay-Z. She said, your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of blood sacrifice to their god. You see, when your master is Satan, you must constantly shed blood. However, the jig is up. And her saying this really caught people's attention because people have been accusing Jay-Z and Beyonce of being a part of a satanic cult for years. They have been accused of being a part of Illuminati. So for Nicki to come out and say this is right up the alley of what people have been giving Jay-Z a side eye for years. Then she said, are y'all understanding that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power? If you ever vote Democrat again, you're just as soulless as they are and will perish. Maybe it's time for me to do some story time, since I was trying to not say what I know, yet they continue to attempt bullying. Also, I won't be releasing an album until my contract is renegotiated and until I tell you about all the sabotage this Rico is finding out about Billboard. And as you can see, she has a picture with Jay-Z and it says age 26 and Aaliyah age 15, and Jay-Z and Beyonce it says age 27.
After tweeting about their blood sacrifices to Satan, Nicki then took aim at the rituals that were taking place at the Grammys that night. She wrote, as they do their rituals tonight, God Almighty will reveal himself to them. The ritual will backfire on them. God will not be mocked. Blessed is the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Every tongue that rises up against me in judgment shall be condemned and put to shame. Watch. Nicki speaks about her calling from God and that she was pushed into her new Christian calling a few months ago. She advised that she was created to be a rapper, first and foremost, but God gave her a second calling, possibly to start a church. Her story, interestingly, aligns with Kanye West's. Nicki identifies as a Christian, and I hope she is, but it's also possible that she was pushed into conservative politics because she's a puppet for the system. It's possible that both Nicki and Jay-Z are being used. It's highlighted that Jay-Z is being used as a scapegoat, drawing attention away from the bigger fish they are protecting in the Epstein files, and Nicki is helping to redirect the conversation to focus on Jay-Z. It's not a coincidence that both the Epstein files and Nicki Minaj are calling him out. It's like Royal Randy Andy is being hung out to dry. Truth bombs are being dropped for a reason. The devil wants us to know about these satanic PDFs. Otherwise, the cat would still be in the bag. As a side note, I read a hypothesis years ago about the Antichrist which suggested that the devil would use all the satanic sellouts, relish in their worship, and then spit them out. He is the snake who unexpectedly turns on his people, including his own. Like the whore rides the beast, but then the beast turns on the whore and destroys her. And like the fox eats a gingerbread man. The Antichrist exposes evil because it suits his agenda, and he deceives the world because he seems like a force for good. It's understood that right and left are two sides of the same coin. They are two wings on the same bird, or two cheeks on the same buttocks. They're all on the same side at the top, but the devil wants the plebs divided, hence he uses politics. But moreover, it seems the liberal left is steering us into globalism, and the religious right is guiding us into ecumenism and universalism. That is, we are being shoehorned into a one-world government and a one-world religion from both sides. The devil is so very sneaky. It's also ironic that Nicki is calling out Jay-Z for his pedo antics, given her husband and the father of her kids is a registered sex offender and a convicted felon who has served time in prison for both attempted rape and manslaughter, and her brother Jelani Minaj is a sex offender who repeatedly raped his 11-year-old stepdaughter. Before we finish here, I also want to point out that the code word pizza for human and child trafficking was mentioned over 900 times in the recent Epstein files, which corroborates with the Pizzagate theory. This theory emerged in the final months of the 2016 US presidential campaign and posits that Hillary Clinton and senior politicians from her party, the Democrats, as Nicki Minaj calls them, together with business elites, were part of a satanic pedo ring in Washington. WikiLeaks published thousands of John Podesta's hacked emails, who was Hillary's campaign manager, and it was discovered that these deplorables use code words in their correspondence, like pizza for girls, hot dog for boys, cheese for little girl, pasta for little boy, ice cream for male prostitute, walnut for person of colour, map for semen, and sauce refers to orgy. However, it seems the gross elites who participate in satanic ritual abuse have realised that they overuse the word pizza and increasingly refer to jerky for human flesh instead. These emails also revealed that the Podesta brothers and Marina Abramovich, performance artist and witch, are partial to spirit cooking, which entails blood rituals and which comes directly from Aleister Crowley's cookbook. One of the emails said, "Dear Tony, I am so looking forward to the spirit cooking dinner at my place. Do you think you will be able to let me know if your brother is joining? All my love, Marina." Marina Abramovich is buds with most of Hollywood and the music industry, not least Jay-Z and Lady Gaga. As the old adage states, birds of a feather flock together, like at the Grammy and other award ceremonies, which are invariably satanic rituals. Chrissy Teigen, who attended the Grammys and was seen laughing at Nicki Minaj getting publicly ridiculed, whilst waving at her on camera, typifies the flock. She seems to be a horrible person and even admitted to being a troll. It's like Ellen DeGeneres is apparently a horrible person, and both of them were allegedly chum-chums with Jaffers. Chrissy deleted previous tweets from 2011 to 2013, which included, "I am going to jail over pizza," and "seeing little girls do the splits half naked is just, I want to put myself in jail." And on September 23rd, 2009, she tweeted, "I just saw a baby that looked like a porn star, like a trashy do-anything porn star. Is this wrong to think? There's no shortage of diabolical weirdos out there, and it's such a joke that the normies idolise them." Respectively, I'll share some footage of a normal reaction in relation to their satanic antics. This footage of the Brazilian model Gabriela Rico Jimenez, who vanished in 2009 after accusing the elites of cannibalism, has resurfaced following the recent Epstein files.
Gabriela Rico Jimenez, she was a Mexican model and disappeared back in 2009. Of course, yet another person disappearing. She was filmed outside of a luxury hotel screaming about how they were eating people. Everyone thought she was crazy. Of course, the woman is crazy, not to be believed. Don't believe the woman.
¡Comieron humanos! ¡Asquerosidad! ¡Comieron humanos! Yo no estaba enterada de nada. Que había, o sea, los asesinatos sí, pero que habían comido humanos. ¡Humanos!
Yes, she was visibly distressed. Wouldn't you be? Making accusations against highly powerful, prominent people in society that they were eating people? That's crazy, right? She's gotta be crazy. This says here, on the yacht, he witnessed babies being dismembered, their intestines removed, and individuals eating the feces from those intestines. I guess they're just gonna call all of us crazy now.
In summary, people are beginning to realise that Stanley Kubrick's movie, Eyes Wide Shut, that came out in 1999, is actually a documentary. People's eyes are beginning to open. Respectively, I think it's important to highlight the reality of the dark side, because when people understand that Satan and his demons are no joke, they often rationally conclude that God and Jesus must be real. This is the good news. George Clooney demonstrated this epiphany in the movie From Dusk Till Dawn back in 1996, when he discovered that vampires are real.
Jacob, I know why you lost your faith. How could holiness exist if your wife can be taken away from you and children? I've always said that God can kiss my ass, but I just changed my lifetime tune about 30 minutes ago. Because I know that whatever is out there trying to get in is pure evil straight from hell. And if there is a hell, and those sons of bitches are from it, then there has got to be a heaven, Jacob. There's got to be.
The dark side is very real, but so is God, and Yahweh, our Father in heaven, rules. Jesus is King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and he wipes the floor with Satan. Jesus is the best, and you can be in relationship with him now and forevermore. All you need to do is ask. Or alternatively, you can join Satan and his demons in hell. You decide.